here we have pictured the trustees of the General Education Board, which was founded in 1902. Prior to 1902, homeschooling and private schooling on a small community level was the norm. And as we can see, kind of looking back in history, from the 1700s, we have people like the Founding Fathers who, I think the oldest among them was, in his 30s. We had people that were running entire plantations and farms and successful businesses, big companies in their early 20s and late teens in some cases. And we've been brought up in this, so it seems like it's always been this way, but it simply has not. And we take for granted that this is just how life has always been. But the human being and the human mind is so much more capable than what we have done with it. At any point in your public education, do you remember being taught about the power of a private contract or your fundamental and inalienable rights? And I don't mean just the couple of days that you spend talking about the Constitution in passing during a history or a civics class. I mean being taught literally that you have the power to create a trust that can hold assets and do business rather than appealing to the state for an entity to do business with. It simply did not happen. And this is exactly why we decided to create an actual course where we can facilitate the education that should have happened throughout our entire life up to this point, but simply hasn't. And I'm going to leave you guys with a quote by Frederick T. Gates, which is one of the people that was deeply involved in the General Education Board with Rockefeller. In our dream, we have limitless resources. The people yield themselves with perfect docility to our molding hand. The present educational conventions fade from our minds, and, unhampered by tradition, we work our own goodwill upon a grateful and responsive rural folk. We shall not try to make these people or any of their children into philosophers or men of learning or of science. We are not to raise up from among them authors, orators, poets, or men of letters. We shall not search for embryo great artists, painters, musicians, nor will we cherish even the humbler ambition to raise up from among them lawyers, doctors, preachers, politicians, statesmen, of whom we now have ample supply. After 120 years of being taught everything but what matters, it's no surprise that we're in the situation that we're in.